This is the Rays POSTCAST, your instant game reaction to the Tampa Bay Rays, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello and welcome to the Tampa Bay Rays POSTCAST, your spot for instant Rays reaction to every single game. My name is Jonathan Shields. Make sure you guys go follow me on Twitter at Johnny10Shields. And this one, and what a game that it was. This Rays offense just continues to keep on humming. In this one, we're going to talk about the bottom of the lineup and the production they showed. We're going to talk about Shane Baz and how the stat line looked better. The stat line looked worse than what he actually was tonight. We're going to look at the new look lineup that the Rays had today. Obviously, no junior in the lineup today. Curtis Mead has not gotten out this homestand. He's gone on base every single one of his at-bats in his two games. Is going to make some interesting conversations when the Rays get some other guys up. And we're going to look more into that new look lineup. And then we're also going to look ahead into how the Rays can win the series tomorrow. But first, let's talk about this offense.
This is what you'll be talking about.
The Rays had 4 guys with double-digit RBIs in this game. Every single person on the lineup got a hit. It started with Yandy Díaz. Yandy Díaz with a home run in the first and ends up with a multi-homer game, and that's why he is our player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Yandy has been on an absolute tear lately. His average is all the way up to 277. I believe he's on an 11-game hitting streak now. That's now 3 straight multi-hit games for Yandy. And during this hitting streak, it started all the way back on June 8th against the Marlins. He has, quick math, 8 multi-hit games during that time. I mean, he's absolutely raking the ball. He's brought his average from 239 the day before that big game against the Marlins all the way up to 277. I mean, he's backing himself right into an all-star appearance with the way that he's playing right now. I mean, he's just been fantastic. And then, you go down this lineup and Brandon Lowe continues to hit, man. I mean, all he does is hit. Jake Mangum with another RBI single. Jonathan Aranda smoked the ball and he walked. And then, I can't say enough about Curtis Mead. I don't think you guys understand how difficult it is to not see live pitching for like 10 days, what he saw, and then come back and be as efficient as he was. I talked a little bit about Curtis Mead splits yesterday, and his average is back up to 250. Coming into this game, Curtis Mead was hitting 278 against righties, and he's a guy that's really saved for left-handed pitching. And then now he's hitting righties better than he is hitting lefties, and he earned a start because Junior needed a day off. But man, like him, I wouldn't mind seeing him in the lineup more. That means who do you take out? That means one of Aranda, Brandon Lowe, and Junior isn't going to play. He's really in a tough spot because the Rays, 3 of the 4 best hitters are play positions that Curtis Mead plays. So it'll be interesting to see what the Rays do going forward, because I don't think you're going to give Jonathan Aranda a day off the way that he's hitting as well. And then you keep going down this lineup, and we need to talk about Matt Thaiss. I tweeted this. Matt Thaiss has been a revelation for the Rays. I mean, is he the best backup catcher the Rays have ever had? I mean, that's a serious question. I can't even think. I mean, I think of Francisco Mejia, the Perez guy that was on the World Series team, and you keep going. I mean, to me, he is, and he's barely been here, but he has been so fantastic since he's been here. Going the ball the other way, his K rate's down, his contact rate's so good. And then, we all got to start giving Taylor Wallace some credit. I mean, what Taylor Wallace has done his last handful of games, I believe he's hitting like 350 over his last 16 games. I mean, in the month of June, he's hitting 300. So this is the best stretch of baseball we've seen. We've seen in forever. And I saw a comment already by It's Cat. I wonder if the Rays trading Brandon Lowe would be an option to allow for more playing time for Mead. The Rays are not trading Brandon Lowe. Brandon Lowe has been probably the best second baseman in the American League. So let's squash that right away before we even keep going. Mead has been great, but Mead was also really bad for a stretch of the year. And it's great that he's hitting now, and he's a great depth piece. But Brandon Lowe is not getting traded unless the Rays kind of really tank before the deadline, which they're not, because the Rays are only a game and a half back now. Blue Jays lose. Yankees lose. Rays win big. Kind of, again, the perfect overall night for the Rays. And then, obviously, even Kam Misner contributed. They gave him that bunt single, which really wasn't a single, but then he cashed in later with an actual RBI single. So we talked about yesterday how the offense missed out on a ton of opportunities. They came up with those opportunities and then some today. It's like, and that was good to see the response from this team. We talked about this team has only lost back-to-back games one time since they've been on this stretch. and they avoid doing it again against the best team in baseball. The Rays' record against these teams, against the teams like the Mets, the Yankees, whatever, everyone really except the Phillies, has been really good. They've now won 4 straight games against a team with the best record in baseball. And now the Mets, I believe, have lost like 7 in a row since the Rays came in. So the Rays just put the Mets season into absolute shambles. So, I mean, just a great day to be a Rays fan. But I want to talk about this new lineup while we're talking about the offense, because this was the first time we've seen this lineup this season. It went, Yandy, who normally hits first, but he's been in third a lot this year. They bumped Josh Lowe down to 6, which, I mean, just gives a lineup even more depth, especially if Mead's going to hit like this. They put Magnum third, which is kind of interesting because you normally think the third spot's for a big power guy. And obviously a lot of this happened because Junior wasn't in. I expect them to go back to their normal 1 through 5 lineup tomorrow. But it's just really noticeable to see how they tinkered with this new lineup, and it worked really well for them. Obviously Aronda's still bound fourth like he normally does, but Curtis Mead in the 5 spot after hitting second yesterday. Josh Lowe hitting 6th, like we talked about, after hitting first, with Matt Thaiss hitting 7th. But, he's been all over the lower part of the lineup, and obviously Taylor Wallace. But when the bottom of your lineup combines for 8 RBIs, has just been there's really nothing else you can say. I mean, that's fantastic. And the moment I want to get to, which is our turning point of the game, is in the 3rd inning with that Taylor Wallace at bat.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Because the Rays got on front early. They scored the 4 in the first. Yandy Díaz, Jake Magnum, Matt Thaiss. Those are the guys that accounted for the 4 runs batted in. And then Shane Baz, he had to navigate some trouble in the first, comes back, pitch a clean second, and then we get to the 3rd. And Riley Green, who totally deserves to be an all-star. I was listening to a podcast, a baseball podcast today, debating should Riley Green be a podcast or be a podcast, should be an all-star. I 100% think so. I mean, he's fantastic. He's on pace for like 115 RBIs. I mean, and he was probably outside of Yandy. I mean, he has been he was the best player on the field. I mean, he was unreal watching him taking that bat. But anyway, he hits a 3-run home run, and it's 4-3. And then Taylor Wallace comes up, bases loaded, 1 out, great at bats by the guys in front of him. And again, he keeps finding himself in these spots. He's for sure taken the most at bats with bases loaded out of any one of the Rays this year. And he gets down 0-2. And you got to put bat on ball here. You got to at least get one of the runs in. He does more than that. He hits 1-1 off the bat, drops in for a single. And then the Tigers have some pretty rough errors today. And, it was a 2 RBI single. Another one scores on error. That was such a massive point in the game. It kind of took all the air out of the Tigers' balloon, right? It like deflated them a little bit. And it was just a huge turning point for the Rays, because instead of having to worry about this close game, it gave them that breathing room back up. And the Walls were able to score from 3rd on the bunt single. And boom, all of a sudden you go from being up only 4-3 to being up 8-3. So you score 4 in that inning. I mean, the Rays had 4 innings this game where they scored 2 or more runs, and in 3 of those they scored 3 or more. So I mean, the offense was firing on just all cylinders, and then they were able to keep on tacking on. So they had another one in the 5th with a Yandy home run, and then again the Tigers score 2 in the 6th. So it's 9-5 now, and then boom, immediately in the 6th the Rays add 2 more, and then just to even put the cherry on top, the hot fudge, the caramel if you want it, everything, all the toppings, the Rays add on 3 more in the 8th. So it's just been quite the ride. And this offense has been kind of a little bipolar at times. Not really. They've been more consistently good, but they score 14 today, 1 yesterday, 12 the day before, then 1, and then 7, 9, 8, 7, 3, 1. So when they've been bad, to 3 runs or less. But when they've been good, I mean, they've just been smacking the ball, and that run differential is only going to keep going up. I mean, this is the best offense, the hottest, I won't say best, the hottest offense in baseball right now. And they have just been fantastic, and it's super fun to see. We're going to talk about Shane Baz and his outing. We're going to talk about what the Rays need to do tomorrow to pick up the series win right after this. This episode is brought to you by Wonderful Pistachios. Looking for a snack that's both delicious and nutritious? Crack into a good source of protein with Wonderful Pistachios. Wonderful Pistachios is one of the highest protein nuts. Each 1 ounce serving has 6 grams of protein, giving you 10% of your daily value. Plus, they're packed with fiber and better for you unsaturated fats to keep you feeling fuller longer. You guys know I like the no-shell variety because they're a good kind of pre-workout for me. I grab them right before I go work out. I eat them, and it fills me up and it's a great healthy option for a snack. So make sure you guys get cracking and get snacking, and with the snack that packs a protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. This episode is also brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA playoffs are in full swing, and every night delivers highlight-worthy performances, major momentum shifts, and can't-miss moments. Whether it's a game-winning shot or a breakout player, there's never been a better time to get in on the action. And FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the game before tip-off and live with player props, performance trends, and same-game parlays. Fans have more ways than ever to play smart and win big. And the biggest basketball game in the last decade is happening on Sunday. So this is really the time to cash in. You guys know I like the same-game parlay. So if you think Shea is going to come out and drop 40 and the Thunder are going to win the finals, you can put that in a parlay. And if you're new to FanDuel, it's the perfect time to sign up because you can head to FanDuel.com and place your first $5 bet. And if it wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. If you guys are in the live, make sure you leave a comment. We'll be getting to them momentarily. But let's talk about Shane Baz because I think Shane got a little kind of bit of the short end of the stick here. So Shane ended up going 5 1/3, 4 hits, 5 earned, 6 strikeouts, 4 walks. You very rarely see more earned runs than hits given up. His cutter that he's added, he's kind of got rid of the slider and he's turned into a cutter, which is basically like the slider on steroids for him because the slider was so bad. But it's unfortunate he gave up the 5 earned because I'm surprised that Cash even sent him out there for the 6. I guess it's technically a good sign, but the 4 walks are definitely a concern. But, a lot of them, at least one of them came in that 6th inning when it went back out. So if he never would have gone out for the 6th, that stat line would have looked like 5 innings, 3 earned. It just looks a little bit more tidy, if that makes sense. But I'm telling you, that cutter that Shane Baz added is some big time stuff. And that's him and Kyle Snyder getting in the lab. I mean, he had 4 strikeouts on it. 4 of his 6 strikeouts run that cutter. The other 2 run the knuckle curve. So just fantastic to see. Also on the pitching staff, sort of things. Whitley continues to impress. He did give up, the big double that brought home the Baz inherited runner and then the sac fly. But, if no one was on base, that double wouldn't have scored. So he has been really good since the Rays, got him from Houston. So, and then Eric Orsi, if there's a time for Orsi to, give up some hits, give up some home runs because he's been really good recently, really good this whole year. It was today when, the Rays were up 8 and could afford those. So, again, the Rays have the fresher pen. The Tigers had to use some like 12 8 relievers yesterday because they played a doubleheader game against Pittsburgh. So, this is a series where the Rays can really take advantage of the Tigers pitching, and they got into that Tiger bullpen again today. The Tigers had to use 4 bullpen arms, and 2 of them have been pretty good for them this year. So, no kind of easy, no throwing a lot of your kind of and back in the bullpen guys, which they still did. The Tigers threw some guys that are back in the bullpen, but Chase Lee, who Yandy hit the home run off of, that was the first run he's allowed since June 7th. Just to put it in perspective, he's been really good. So, just money from this Rays team. And the pitching a little bit down today, but when the pitching has these lulls, which they're going to have, how good is it the Rays still win these games by scoring 14 runs, and they scored 16 runs before and 18, whatever you want to do, but winning a game where your pitching isn't the sharpest still by this margin, because the Rays pitching is going to go back to probably allowing 4 runs or less tomorrow. So it just puts them in a really, really good spot. But let's talk about the game tomorrow. So the Rays will look for the series win. And now they just need to go 1-1 these last 2 games to secure the series victory. And Ryan Pepiot is going on the mound. Ryan Pepiot has been as good as about any pitcher of baseball over the last months. So far, since May, he has only allowed, that is 15 earned runs in his last right around 56 innings. So, I mean, he's been really good. His ERA during that time is well below 3, right around kind of that 2.7 range. Obviously, he's coming off of 8 innings, 11 strikeouts against the Orioles, one of his most dominant outings of the year. And he's gone. He's put the team in position to succeed because he went on the stretch since May 8th against the Phillies. He's had a quality start in every single outing except for 1. So that is 8. His last 8 games, he's had 7 quality starts. Just fantastic stuff from Ryan Pepiot. Let's hope he keeps it up tomorrow. And he will be going up against Sawyer Gibson Long. He has a fantastic mustache. But he's only pitching it's only his 2nd start of the year and only the 6th start of his career. And his last time out was way back on June 15th against the Reds, where he hasn't gotten more than 4 1/3 in a game so far this year. And his last time out went 3 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, only 1 of them earned, 2 strikeouts. So, again, not the Tigers' best pitcher. You're not facing Skubal this series. So another opportunity for the Rays to go out and take care of business. So let's get to the comments. I see our Genius in here. He says he loves it, but we'll go to Jack's takes shows. He says that was a manhandling. Yes, the Tigers retired, but even with the even – but the even distribution of excellence tonight really makes us look elite. Yeah, the length of this lineup, man, and you still got guys coming back that's going to make it better. I mean, this lineup, guys, is stuff that we talked about when we first started the postcast. A lot of guys were in here when we first started doing this and talking about what this lineup has the potential to be. And, people probably looked at me crazy during all that. And they're doing basically not what I predicted, but saying what, their possible ceiling could be was this in that top 5, 6 in their order being this. I mean, it's all just been super, super fun to watch. But we will get to Gary. Says just fabulous, relentless offense. Every time it looked like the Tigers were clawing back, pun intended. I like that pun, funny. Back in the game, the Rays would respond resoundingly. They did. That's kind of what I talked about the turning point. Whenever the Tigers got close, the Rays had a big hit. And not just a big hit, they stacked runs, right? It was 4 runs an inning, 3 runs an inning, 2 runs an inning, just multi-run innings to build that lead back. As this cat talks about the Jays and Yankees lost will win. Yeah, I mean, it just continued. And look, it's tough to do the kind of the standings watching like we do every game when it's June. I mean, the Rays have gained 5.5 games on the Yankees in a week. And next week it could be completely different. But no, nonetheless, it is so good to see. So we go to Jordan Elliott, I believe a new commenter. He says, everyone earning their keeps tonight, even some guys due back soon. Not a bad problem to have. It's not a bad problem to have. We talked about a lot who's going down, who's staying. It's a good problem to have when you got everyone contributing like this, right? As Aaron Smith talks about, could Yandy be the AL DH with no more Devers in the AL? Yeah, I mean, I think now, if he really finishes this last stretch strong, he's really going to have a good chance to do it. I mean, his batting average going up to 280. His power numbers are really there with another 2 home runs tonight. I believe it was his 12th and 13th. I guess just 12th. His 11th and 12th home runs tonight, unless this ESPN page hasn't updated. But so, yeah, I mean, definitely a chance for that to happen. As Gary talks about, WD posted the high some can be expected back around July 4th. Yeah, be great to have him back. But, Taylor Walls is playing some really good baseball right now. So, as It's Cat talked about, I think Mead has made a case for playing time. Yeah, but he's not playing over Junior, Brandon and Aranda. So he's still going to have to keep performing in these spot starts. As the Balji talks about, Walls has been great lately. He's been fantastic. I said if Taylor Walls turns into a 220 hitter, he's going to be in the MLB for a decade. That is how good his glove is. So I see some talk about the Stu and what he sold it for to buy it for. So yeah, that's a topic for a different day. Hopefully when the sale the sale eventually goes through. So yeah, I mean, guys, it's just another big time performance by this offense. And since the Rays have had the best offense in baseball since they've been on this stretch, and the way that they've performed against the best teams in baseball, I mean, guys, that's who you have to beat to go far in the playoffs. And it's stuff that the Rays have struggled with. It's beating those teams, right? Against the Rangers, they could barely score a run. The year before, got that against Cleveland, they, I believe, only scored 1 run. So it's just been a struggle for the Rays against elite teams. And for a long time, it was a struggle with the Rays against the elite team when they also faced elite pitching. But the Rays have hit the top end of the guides well, and they're playing great against these top-end teams. So, again, the Rays are really in a good spot right now, guys. I mean, you really cannot ask for much more. And, again, this is something I talked about when the Rays were kind of in that mud. It would be great if they win 6 in a row. Can they win 17 of 21? Can they do basically what they're doing now? And not only did they do what they did, but they are exceeding that expectation. Now they're, what are they, like 22-7 since May 30th? I'm not gonna be able to completely go through their schedule with the limited time we have left, but since this run started, it was with the dark days after they lose a series in Miami and lost to Houston. Since May 20th, the Rays have only lost 8 times since May 20th. That's a lot of games. You're playing. I mean, since then, the Rays have gone through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is their 11th series since that, and they've only lost 7 games. Just brilliance from this Rays team. But anyway, we'll wrap it there, guys. Again, what an episode. What a game from the Rays. Again, anytime the Rays offense goes like this, especially after the problems that they had yesterday, it is very, very big. As we go to Corey Hessler, I believe this is a new comment. That's why I wanted to show it off. He says, great bounce back after a disappointing series split from the Orioles. 100%. And that's what I was going to get into, from the Rays not capitalizing on their performance yesterday. The Rays should, in my opinion, the Rays should have won the game yesterday with the second and third, nobody out, with getting multiple guys to third with less than 2 outs and not being able to cash in. Like I said, they cashed in today, and even more so today. I mean, their batting average, running their scoring position, continues to go up. I mean, they're top 5 in the league with batting with runners in scoring position, and that's such a struggle for them last year. So, I mean, this team has just done a 180 from last year, and they're one of the most they're the hottest team in baseball still right now, and they're one of the most fun teams to watch in baseball right now. So, I hope you guys will join me tomorrow afternoon. Early start tomorrow. The game's at noon, so hopefully you guys will join me around 3:30 tomorrow for the Rays postcast, and I very much hope to see you there. So if you guys are in the live, make sure you leave a like and comment. If you guys are watching the replay, leave a like and comment, and come join the live tomorrow around 3:30 weekend, hopefully after another Rays win. See you guys there.